A 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. You know what it is. You know what to do. It must be,
Tuesday.
and that
Must
it
be
is.
Tuesday.
Down in Sports Talk, you know what I mean? That's YADABEAR up there. I said it right here. At RM Desk on Twitter, which is this right now. We're in the building. We got a lot to talk about, man. I mean, the Eagles won with that in New Orleans. I told you, I said, yeah, it's not going to be a crazy game. New Orleans ain't going to, get off on them like that. But the Eagles showed up. Basket got her. Was that Jerome Brown? Got a
Of
Jerome
course, gotta
Brown.
bring it home for Jerome.
You know what I mean? Absolutely. Now Basket's rhyming now since you missed it this last week. She's in the studio. All right. Um, yeah, and my Buccaneers, we suffered a defeat at the hands of the Denver Broncos, and I'm not mad. A lot of
Bonus.
other Buccaneers fans is tight and things of that nature. I don't know what y'all expected. You know what I'm saying? Again,
Yeah.
this is they haven't really got over that hump of being considered really a team that you can depend on, like we talked about last week. Team that know that what I mean. It's
Mhm.
gonna come in there and do what they do. Even though we won a nice game in Detroit. This was a game that people were expecting us to win. I was expecting Tampa Bay to win, or to not even show up. This is like the remnants of like post Brady, when they just was giving up games and letting teams come in there and stomp them out. Home opener, you know what I mean? You're supposed to, beat the Denver Broncos. You know what I mean? The game wasn't even close. So again, we'll
Yeah.
talk about that. I'm gonna get at you, but it's early, but it is what it is. Last week of the baseball season, you already know. Um, it's rivalry week over here down in sports.
Yes,
All
it
right.
is.
This weekend we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going up against them cats over there. You know what I mean? So we're gonna talk about that, get into that. WNBA playoffs underway. All right, we'll get into that. Alabama and Georgia, which is a game that usually was used to be like SEC championship or national championship or college football playoff.
Yeah, it's a
They're
regular
playing in
game.
September, right? This supposed to be the
It's
Labor Day Bowl or something. You know what I mean?
yeah, that's crazy.
We're gonna definitely get into that. You already know, get down on it at the end of the show. And ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, coming straight to you from the land of tasty cake and cheesesteaks, it's Vladimir.
Hey, hey, hey! It is a beautiful day here in
Look at this. Look
Philadelphia.
at this. Look at this.
Um, my Phillies finally, after 13 years,
Lord
the
have
NL
mercy.
East crown is back here in Philadelphia. You finally was able to snatch it away from the Atlanta Braves, who and the New York Mets. They had it a couple of times. 13 years, crazy. 2011, the last time the Phillies was an NL East champs. Like it felt really good to finally, sit up top of the division. Um, we have been dominating the NL East in the postseason, for the past couple of years as a wild card. So to finally, be able to sit up top and look down on these Braves and the Mets, it feels good. It feels good to be NL East champs. And as Left said, Sunday, my Eagles we pulled out a win, despite again a lot of poor coaching decisions from our coach. Overcome some turnovers again from Jalen Hurts. Our defense finally showed up with a pass rush, and we stumped the Saints. Everybody expected the Saints to run through us, like they did the Cowboys, like they did in week one. That they thought, that we was done, but we show the world once again that if you put a pass rush on Derek Carr, he turns into David Carr. All you gotta do is get a little pass rush. His feet get a little happy. He get a little indecisive. He start running for his life. You get a little pass rush. Derek turns right into David. And that's exactly what happened on Sunday. And again, when you run the ball with Saquon Barkley, good things tends to happen. I don't know what was going on in the first half where they just refused to run the ball. Second half came out. My man had like 13 touches for like 140 something yards in the second half. Like, that's crazy. That just shows, like, give him the ball. That's why we brought him here, for him to run the ball and to dominate teams like that. So it was a great defensive effort. Our young dogs, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, had a really good game on that defensive line. Like I said, we finally got a pass rush. Zach Barn, he out there a tackling machine. And got to get a huge shout out to our man, who I have deemed Ed Reed Blankenship, with the closeout interception. He tends to find himself around the ball at times like that. Um, it was it was an okay game. Um, the the vibe here in Philly, even though we won, we looking at Nick Sirianni a little suspect. We side eye him a lot because in the off season we are under the impression that you bring in Kellen Moore as your offensive coordinator, that we're going to see Kellen Moore offense. A lot of times we're seeing a lot of Nick Sirianni influence plays, like the fake tush push on the 4th and 1, instead of just taking the points. Like, we have a really good kicker in Jake Elden. Take the points. Like, this is the second week in a row where 3 points could have been our demise once again. So I really think that they want to need to sit back and reevaluate this coaching situation here, because what he's doing is not it. Poor clock management. I don't understand why he want to hold on to these timeouts. Like, you can't take the timeouts to the second half for people, though. Use the timeouts. That's why you have them. But saying all that, we came out victorious. Next week we got the Tampa Bay Bucks. Is this a revenge game? No, it's a regular season game. I'm not looking at it as no revenge game. It's a regular season game. We're gonna have to deal with Baker. We're gonna have to deal with their rushing attack, and to see if the defense can carry over the momentum from last week to this week. And also, can I say how dirty that hit was on Devontae Smith?
Yes.
And then my man had the nerve to spit on him while he's laying there unconscious. Yeah. Like, can we talk about it? Like, how the league has not looked into that, but you want to suspend Derwin James, for his actions. Right. I'm like, all right, that was a little wild, but this was wilder. Like, Devontae was already on the ground. His helmet was already off, and then you come in and you aim right for his head again. Like, you come in with head first. The play is over. He's laying there unconscious without his helmet on. He's a defensive guy out there, and you just dive in with your helmet and then spit on him as he's laying there. Like, it's wild. I see that the dirty play still happening in the Saints, because we all know Saints with Bounty Gate, and I see the reputation still precedes itself there, even with Sean Payton gone. So the league, I feel like the league just really missed that. It's just crazy. Like, when you saw that play, like, how did you feel about that? Like, am I wild?
No, you're not tripping at all. I mean, it should be. I think with plays like that that egregious, you should just automatically be thrown out the game, because there's no call for that. Like I said, his helmet was off, so basically, if his helmet's off, he's off limits. Basically,
yeah.
We gonna break it down to us, for people who are Neanderthals and choose not to try to understand this type of thing and try to defend that. You know what I mean? If he's first of all, if he's on the ground, he's unconscious, and his helmet is off, what standing in your right mind makes you say, okay, I'm going to A, spit on him, or B, hit him again. Where are we at? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So again, to me, players union be damned. This dude
Exactly.
spitting for spitting on him. That's a Bill Romanowski. You know what I
Right.
mean? So I feel like when you got to go to that level, you know what I mean? And we could talk about spitting incidents, Roberto Alomar, you know what I mean? The Bill Romanowski thing. There's a couple other that I probably missed.
Charles
But
Barkley.
why are we even bringing those things up? Those should
Mm-hmm.
be isolated incidents, and they're
Yeah.
proven not to be. Where does this come from? So to me, all that being said, I'm feeling like if it was up to me, you'd been suspended and thrown out the game on the spot. There's no need for that. I mean, we don't need you around.
Yeah.
But I think that again, this is a league where those type of hits are going to happen, but not to that extent. And when you say not to that, when you add on the not to that extent, now you're going into another territory. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, you have hits that can't be helped, like the roughing the quarterback joints. You know what I mean? How they're just going to pull up and stop their rush on the quarterback. All right, but this
Yeah.
type of thing right here, this could be prevented. Absolutely. So again, I feel like it was very, very bad. It's a bad look for the league to not even have really kind of like come down um, on the player for that. When you got New York is involved in every single game that happens every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday,
Mm-hmm.
and you can't make a call, and it's not like a judgment call, and you don't need to look at the tape. You don't need to discuss it with nobody's representative. You don't need to do none of that. You just need to get this dude the hell up out of here and let him think about his actions, right?
Back. Yeah.
That's how I looked at it. And I'm looking at it as not an Eagle fan. I'm looking at it as a football dude, because that could have been Mike Evans. You know what I'm saying? Then we really would have been going crazy. So again, at the end of the day, I just think that that was very, very bad. What was he trying? What point was he trying to prove? Was he trying to get on Sports Center?
Yeah.
Was he
No,
trying, you
that's
know what I
not the way
mean?
to do it.
That's not the way to do it, son.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, that's just what that is right there, man. So Andy Dalton, Sam Darnold. Wow, these guys coming out the woodworks and fighting for their lives and making it happen out here. Um, I think that you had mentioned something in the group, Facebook group down in Sports Talk, in regards to Bryce Young. Was that you that mentioned that? I think, again, if I'm the Panthers, I drafted this kid, I got to give him at least 3 years, at least. But that doesn't mean he's got to start those 3 years, Kimmy. That doesn't mean that he has got to start, because, I think you said it, he hasn't really had a shot. I think he had a shot. It's just the fact of the matter that you got your C.J. Strouds coming out here going crazy. Now look at Jalen
Look at
Daniels.
Jalen
You know what I mean?
Daniels
Like,
looking crazy.
look, and so they're looking at Bryce Young like, son.
Yeah. I mean,
You know what I mean?
like you said, 3 years. Yeah, I give him that. But my thing
Rookie
is,
deal.
he didn't have to start right out the gate. I said it last season. He shouldn't be starting. You saw that in preseason, and then speaking of preseason, he should have played this preseason. He looked terrible in these first two games, and then for him not to play in none of the preseason games,
right,
after him having this terrible season,
right.
it's
He had a lot to prove.
me. It's
He
like
had a lot to
like,
prove. He should have been out there.
yeah, and now you got Andy Dalton out there, and you bring Andy out there to see if it's Bryce or the system.
Right.
And to me, you can't really measure that with Andy because he's a vet. He's been in situations like this. He's going to come out there calm, collected, and he going to run the offense. And that's what he does. He managed the game.
Mm-hmm. He's this year's Joe Flacco.
Fact. So now, Carolina, you gonna jump out the window for Andy Dalton like he come here and he's your savior? No,
listen,
let me more than Andy.
The way they was playing, they was looking at 2-15. They were staring at 2-15 like a mug, yo. So I think that any type of significant improvement from the quarterback position, they're gonna jump out the window. And are they contenders in the NFC South? Are they contenders? Period. No.
No.
Are they respectable? Maybe. You know what
No.
I'm saying?
I'll still say no.
I mean, Andy Dalton threw 300 yards against a Raiders team. Like, what are we doing? You know what I mean?
Against a Raiders team that
against the Raiders
have no quarterback, also. So, like I said, when you look at this Panther team, no, they're not respectable. And if Andy Dalton, let's say Andy Dalton played the whole season, most likely they probably end up with the same
go like 6-11.
They're probably 5 wins.
5-12.
Maybe 5-12.
Yeah, okay. I mean,
could be 4-13, but
could be. But I think that it's just the point of Andy Dalton playing the whole season, and Bryce Young sitting and watching, and his development is regressed instead of made forward movement. And again, Brasky, we watched last night. Jalen Daniels went berserk.
Yeah.
So now, how are you gonna sit here and with a straight face and say, okay, he's a rookie, we got to let him go through the growing pains? What growing pains?
What
are you talking about? What growing pains? The only growing pains that C.J. Stroud had last year is when they lost the playoffs at Baltimore.
Yeah, I truly think this Bryce Young kid, I don't think he's it. I said it last year when
So then that speaks to the organization. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, I said I don't see it. I don't see it with him.
Not to cut your wisdom, but that's what kind of it's kind of karma for David Tepper.
Yeah.
The Charlotte Panthers owner.
Yeah.
The Carolina Panthers owner. Like, you know what I mean? So again, they think that they knew what they was doing, and they took Bryce Young, the Alabama pedigree and all that good stuff, which is fly, that's what you're supposed to do. But how hard were you making this kid go at his thing? Were you just giving him praise because he was the number 1 draft pick? He came out of Alabama. You was making it easy for him, or was you kind of saying, okay, this is going to be your team, but you got to play, you got to want it, you got to deserve it, you got to make the vets follow you, because it's not 52 other rookies in there. It's a room full of veterans. They're going to be listening to this kid, and sometimes maybe the fit might not be right, and he might be one of those guys that he won't blossom and develop till they're 3 or 4. You know what I mean? Like, look at Sam Darnold. He was supposed to be the man with the Jets. You know what I'm saying? So again, who do you blame, Basket? Who do you cast aspersions on? Who do you say it's your fault that this guy is not where he's supposed to be? Or you know what I mean?
I'll put it this way: look at the past 4 Alabama quarterbacks. Where's Mac Jones? He's a backup. Look at Tua. He's concussed. Jalen Hurts.
He can't get back up.
Look.
I'm sorry.
Jalen Hurts, turnover machine. Bryce Young, not ready for the lights. Like, I said this to my friend the other day. You can be a really good college, borderline great college quarterback, but it does not mean that you're going to be a really good or great NFL quarterback. Sometimes the college talent don't translate in the NFL. Tim Tebow. Let's talk about Tim Tebow. Mark Sanchez. Matt Leinart. No, come on now.
The Tim Tebow. I don't want to say that word. The Tim Tebow righteous thinker. I'll say it like that. Will sell you. Tim Tebow went out and won playoff games.
Yeah, but the way that he was hyped up,
I would counter that and say, would you want Tim Tebow to be your franchise quarterback? Hell no.
No, but what he portrayed in college in Florida, the savior, he out there running, throwing
with a team full of quote, no pun intended, with a team full of no pun intended killers.
Oh, facts.
No pun intended.
But I'm just saying, he Heisman Trophy winner, every season Heisman candidate,
Yeah,
and then
absolutely.
he come in the
Absolutely.
league and it was like a
He was like,
bust. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh look! Somebody says Bo Nix Rookie of the Year.
Listen, who said that? It had to be somebody hating on the Buccaneers, right? Oh, okay. Look at Skeeter Bite. Peace. Look at this. The best rookie of the draft this year is Bo Nix. And man,
Listen,
I gotta give respect where respect is due. My Buccaneers made that dude look like John Elway, made that dude look like all the quarterbacks that the Denver Broncos ever had, rolled up into one. I was expecting more out of my team, so salute to you. It hurts, man. We didn't even make the game close, Skeeter. We didn't make the game close, yo.
I
Usually
mean,
when you get a Buccaneers game, I saw it was 14-0, right? I saw it was 14-0 early. I said, oh, damn, this is crazy. Then I was like, okay, they might come back and make it close. They tried to come back and make it close. 26-7 is not close.
yeah, I was like, oh wow.
In your home opener, coming off the year you had last year, you brought all these dudes back. You gave them all the bread. You gave Baker his bread, no pun intended. You gave Mike Evans his money, Godwin his money, Winfield his money. Like Tristan Wirfs.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not expecting you to win 16 games. I'm not expecting you to win 13 games. I'm expecting you to win the games you're supposed to win. And that was the game you're supposed to win. So again, at the end of the day, I'm like, where am I at with the Buccaneers? It's regular schmegular. Shout out to Sonny Cruz. It's regular schmegular. But shout out to you, Skeeter. Best salute. I mean, I don't know about all that.
Look, Sean.
Stuff. I don't know about all that.
Look, Sean Payton said he finally got a quarterback. He said he finally got a quarterback.
We'll see.
I said, all right. He had a good week. We'll see what happens next week. Let's talk about these Cowboys real quick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And the Skeeter Bite have a comment on that.
Yeah. and let's talk about how all these people hyped up Michael Parsons.
Yes.
Let's talk about. They said this guy is the second coming of LT, Lawrence Taylor. And I said, you disrespected Lawrence Taylor because we see the pattern with Michael Parsons. If you run at him, if you bring it to him, he's out to play. All you gotta do is just run at him. He can't cover. He can't drop in coverage. We've seen that. And the Cowboys defense is trash. What?
Hold on. Can you say that one more time? I don't think Skeeter Bite heard you.
I know he heard. He said, "Yeah, he know the Cowboys sucks." He said, that Cowboy defense is trash, and we all know what the Ravens do. They're gonna run the ball. You know what Lamar is gonna do. You know what Derek going to do. They're gonna run the ball, and you couldn't stop them not one time. This is the second game in a row where you got somebody come in your house and just shut y'all down.
Right.
Offense is non-existent. If he can't throw the ball to CD, he got no passing game. You have no running back.
Did you know CD Lamb's body language?
Oh, you saw him on the sideline.
Yeah.
He coming at Dak. But it's the third game of the season, and y'all already having these type of blow-ups on the sideline. That's a problem. It's the third game of the season, and y'all going at it. And then you bring in Mike Zimmer, like we don't know Mike Zimmer defense. His defense was trash in Minnesota. It's going to be trash here in Dallas. And then you combine him
with Mike McCarthy. Send the emails to YADABEAR. Send the emails.
Please do. And then you team him up with Mike McCarthy, who's also a trash offensive coach. We see the pattern. They don't have Dallas needs a tight end. They need a consistent running back. You bring back Zeke. Jerry Jones paying Zeke 3 times over. This the third check you're getting from Jerry. You paid Dak $60 million a year. You gave CD The bag for a slot receiver, they bumping heads. You got no defensive line, no pressure. You got Trayvon Diggs they all out there getting burnt. The secondary barbecue chicken out there.
Right. Bacon burnt.
They get burnt bad. So it's like what's going on in Dallas? You know? And now next week we got to see that secondary go up against Malik Neighbors, who's out here making Daniel Jones look like Eli Manning.
Look like Daniel Marino.
Okay. So they got to deal with that next week.
Daniel Jones look like Daniel Marino.
Exactly. So that right there is going to be a tough matchup for the Cowboys because their defense can't stop nothing. They can't stop anything. It's like you go soon as you get the ball, you're gonna score. You're gonna get in the red zone. They give up so much plays. It's crazy. But they would talk all that stuff. But hey,
I'm gonna say this. We're not hearing a lot from the state of Texas. The Cowboy fans are quiet. The Houston Texans fans are surprisingly quiet. After they let Sam I Am from the Wu-Tang Clan run up in them. For all that on paper, DeMarco Ryans has finally got his team together. CJ Stroud, yeah, we bigged you up, CJ Stroud. You know what I mean? But we also, we hit because we love. You know what I'm saying? If you're supposed to be a powerhouse, and again, it's early. I get it, but this ain't baseball. This ain't baseball, cousin. This ain't baseball. Where early, pardon self, when early is like May the 2nd. That's early. This is week 4 that we get ready to come up on, so that we've almost played a quarter of the season already, right?
Yeah.
So, when you talk about your aspirations and things of that nature, don't put the cart before the horse. Don't do that. Just play the game. Play it out. Do what you're supposed to do. You know what I mean? Because a cautionary tale within this season, Browski, is the Cincinnati Bengals. They're like a soap opera. They are a soap opera right now. They're a team. My man Chuck, salute to you, Chuck. But I know you're going through it. I was in the man cave, and you had it all Cincinnati Bengals out. Salute to you. You was ready to do something, but the Cincinnati Bengals ain't ready to do nothing because you got a team full of divas and a coach who can't control them.
Listen, and that's a whole fact, and I think the fact that they let Joe Mixon leave,
that's the big fact.
It's showing.
That's the fact. That's the actual fact.
Like you got Joe Mixon gone.
Yep.
You got Jamar Chase out here playing on
for his deal
on a insurance claim. You know, he put some insurance on his body.
Mm-hmm.
You gave T. Higgins money, but this guy's banged up with hamstrings, and he comes back and it's not. You can tell he's not fully there. And then you got this guy in Joe Burrow who comes back, hair dyed, bleach blonde. It's it's a show. It's not a show that the people of Cincinnati are looking to watch, especially in that division. And when we talk about that division, there's only one team on top. And it's the Pittsburgh Steelers. Surprisingly,
if you had the Pittsburgh Steelers being 3-0 at this point in the season, you're lying.
Nobody. I mean,
I don't care if you.
Why only one person?
I don't care if your name is
Slate.
Win. I don't care if your name is Slate. I don't care if your name is Kia. I don't care if your name is Windwalker. I don't care if your name is whoever is a big time Steelers fan. If you had the Steelers being 3-0 at this point, you're lying, and the truth ain't in it. I'm sorry to say it. But salute to you, though. Salute. You know what I mean? Because, again, the Steelers are doing what they have to do. And, again, they, we're going to keep it real. They were counted out. nobody talked about them. Everybody
Oh,
talked about,
oh my
you
God.
know what I mean,
Absolutely.
Baltimore Ravens, you know what I mean, Cincinnati to a degree, even Cleveland, because they was okay, here comes Deshaun Watson again with this thing again. Nobody really talked about Pittsburgh, even though they had the Justin Fields and the Russell Wilsons, and they was going through it in the preseason. And we didn't know what was going on or whatever.
Yeah.
But here we are going into week 4, and the Steelers are in first place in the NFC North by at least a game
Yeah. That
or
fully.
two. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So again, at the end of the day, you know, they get what they get. Where are we at with the I'm gonna speak to the Arizona Cardinals because I take the credit, take the blame. We bigged them up. I know I did. I said, yo, look, watch the Arizona Cardinals. I think they're gonna make some noise this year. And then again, it's week 3, but you can kind of talk in kind of dire straits aspects and dire straits tones because again, every time you lose a game, it's basically you have to win 2 to catch up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why you talk in these dire tones. And I think that in those conference games where the Lions went into Arizona and they beat the Arizona Cardinals, was a good game, but the Lions did what they had to do. But the Arizona Cardinals are a team who people are looking to, like us, are looking to talk about and say we're going to pick them to win, or we expect big things out of them. These are the type of games that they have to win. You know what I mean? But if Detroit would have lost this game, Kimmy, we'd be like, oh man, the Lions is, you know, they fugazi, son. What's going on? Whoop-de-whoop. So to me, is it more of a thing of the Lions winning the game on the road, doing what they had to do, or are we putting too much stock into Arizona early?
I'll say a little bit of both. Um, I think the game last week kind of, you know, I would say I won't say cloud our judgment, but we see the potential there from what we saw last week with Kyler and Marvin Harrison Jr. Connection, and then also with the tight end McBride. But McBride went down with a concussion. A lot of guys getting these concussions early on. He's another guy that went down. But when we flip it to Detroit, we look at Detroit as a team, on the rise. Have they arrived? Being in the NFC conference championship game last season, you get another season with Laporta, Amon St. Brown, Gibbs, Montgomery, and that defense. We expect them to win these type of games. Like, these are the games we expect them to win. So
we expected them to win the NFC Championship, but
I mean,
I'm sorry, Rockabash. I'm sorry, Rockabash.
Listen, there's 2 halves.
Yeah, man. I'm like,
There's
no,
2 halves, but last Sunday, these are games where we expect them to win. I feel like the Cardinals is going to have some bumps and bruises here and there. We'll see. It's still early. I just need Kyler to be more consistent. And I gotta be honest. Some of the coaching, some of the decisions. You got James Conner. He's a hell of a runner. The offense not really that creative. Like, I need to see more route running from Marvin Harrison, not just go routes. I just need to see a little bit more because he has a route tree. Like, we have seen him in college, run certain routes. It's like, oh, this guy is ready. He NFL ready. So I just need to see some more. What are we doing? What are we doing with the Colts?
I think the Colts, won a game over the Chicago Bears. Caleb Williams. I feel like they're one of those teams that would have to take advantage of Houston, kind of like taking a step back. They would be the next team up because we can't depend on Jacksonville, and Tennessee's not ready. So the Colts are the next logical choice. But what are we doing with them? I think the defense is struggling. It shows. Again, their offense, they ran for 3 touchdowns, but again, at the end of the day, they won.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Um, let's go back to the Ravens, and we're gonna get into some other stuff. Just down in sports talk, y'all, on a Tuesday night, like we do. We probably gonna end up going overtime. You know, that's how we do. Um, the Baltimore Ravens, they was putting or kicking the turkey stuffing out of the Cowboys.
Yeah.
How did that game become 28-25?
Because the Ravens took their feet off the pedal.
And
See, that's
and that's a recurring theme. They did it
yeah,
against the Raiders the week before.
yeah. They take their
They
foot off,
lost.
like they get a little lead, and then they ease up. Like you can't do that. Like the defense get lax. They oh, nothing behind us. We're gonna play this soft coverage, and you just letting them feed. And I put it this way too, the refs was keeping the Cowboys in the game too. 'Cause there was a lot of questionable calls. I'm like, what is this flag for? Like
Right.
you just making up calls now. Like you just oh, you saw this guy move. Like he didn't move. What are you doing? So
Right.
they was getting a little home cooking, but that's something that we definitely have to keep an eye on with the Ravens. They definitely let teams come back on them, and they're not the juggernaut that we expected them to be,
Or we wish that they were.
or we wish they was, or
Yeah.
we suspected them to be
Yeah.
from
Absolutely.
from what we saw last season. Then we thought like the addition with Derrick Henry is going to be
Mhm.
crazy.
Make them more
It's like, oh
dynamic. Right.
yeah,
Right.
it's
Right.
like you already got an issue with Lamar Jackson running, and then you throw in Derrick Henry, and you're like, well, if you run RPO, who gonna get the ball?
Run pass
Who
option. Right. Right.
who we stopping? And then
Mhm.
you got Zay Flowers, who's coming to be a really good receiver. Um, I like the kid, likely the tight end. You still got Mark Andrews there, and eventually you get Odell Beckham Jr. I mean, excuse me, no, he's in Miami. Sorry. Um, you had Nelson Aguilar, come back to life, looking like
He must have. He
what
must have went and got a new. He must
2017,
have went and got
2018.
a new pair of hands or something. Because
Yeah,
nothing. I ain't gonna
listen,
lie.
listen.
Son.
He
Man.
got some. Look, he found his hands that he left in Philly when he went, to Vegas and
Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm.
New England.
Right.
So I guess he brought his hands from Philly to Baltimore, and I was like, that catch and run he had in the third quarter. I said, oh, okay.
We're gonna finish up the chop up, but I got one more question, and this is for everybody. And we're gonna put this in the Facebook group. What is your thought on the double headers on Monday Night Football?
Oh man,
What are your thoughts on the Monday Night Football overlapping the Monday night games?
I don't like it. You know why I don't like it? Because again, it's week 3. On Sunday, there's only 3 games on national TV. You might get 2 games on CBS and 1 game on Fox. Last week it was 2 games on Fox, 1 on CBS. I didn't need to see Washington and who was it? Washington and
Cincinnati
in Cincinnati
on a
at
Monday
7.
night.
Yeah, my name on at 7:30, and then you got Jaguars and the
In
Bills right there
Buffalo,
at
right?
8 o'clock. So it's like, to me, to have a Monday night game, they're supposed to have a spotlight on you, just like the Sunday night
Mm-hmm.
game,
It's a
spotlight on
standalone.
you.
That's right.
Thursday night game,
It's supposed
spotlighting
to be a
on this game.
standalone, right?
Yeah, standalone game, and it's taken away from me having 4 games on Sunday.
Mm.
I expect 2 games on CBS. I expect a 1 o'clock and a 4 o'clock. I expect a 1 o'clock and a 4 o'clock on Fox. So I don't want 2 Monday night games. I don't like it, and I see we're gonna have 2 Monday night games next Monday too.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
weird. And then it's on ABC. It's weird. I don't like the ABC commentators. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't really care for it. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And then also, like, I feel like when you're on ABC, you like the second class, because on ESPN, you know, you got Troy Aikman and Joe Buck.
Mhm.
Come on now. Nobody, there's not a better commentator team out there calling a football game than Joe Buck and Troy Aikman.
Right. And
So
so for me, I'm getting what you're saying, and to me, it's like the only way that ABC game would bring any kind of have any juice on the Monday night as far as the second game would be if they had Howard Cosell and Frank
you gotta bring, you gotta bring
on the game. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
we had a really crazy conversation at work about the Monday night football doubleheaders. Some were in favor of them because they last night they made an example like last night when the Buffalo Jacksonville game got out of hand, they just flipped over to the Washington Cincinnati game and it was just getting good. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
then, but I'm with you though, Browski, man. Monday night football is Monday night football.
Yeah.
Like it's one game. Everybody gets hyped and charged for it. It's in Philly 1 week. It's in Tampa Bay 1 week. It's in Indy. It's in New York. That's the spotlight is on you and your team. You get an extra day. You know what I mean? You get to watch everybody on Sunday. Then you get ready for Monday night because everybody watches you. So like that's where I'm at with it. And again, it's not about being a traditionalist or old school or nothing like that. It's what it is, Joe.
And the NFL has now programmed us to expect a standalone game on Thursday, a standalone game on Sunday night, and a standalone game on Monday night. We know Sunday afternoon we're going to get at least 4 games on TV, and then we get 1 at night, and then Monday we get the closer of the week.
And this weekend you're going to get a game in the morning.
Yeah, so now I'm going to get a 9:30 game.
AM.
So now are you telling me that I'm only going to get 1 and 1 this afternoon because now you got that 9:30 game. So am I going to get a game on Fox and then a game on CBS at 4 o'clock, and then the Sunday night game, and then 2 Monday night games? Nah, I don't like that. It's oversaturating with football on Monday night, and I just need one game. I just need one game, especially now when we coming into the season where we got MLB playoffs starting coming up. The WNBA playoffs already started. You know, you're gonna have basketball preseason coming up.
NBA preseason, that's right. Let's go.
NBA preseason coming up.
NHL preseason.
Preseason, and then here and there you might get a college football game on a Monday or a Thursday. Like you might get one
till around the holidays when the college basketball tournament starts.
Exactly. So I just feel like they just need to stick to the script. One Monday night game. One Monday night game. And can I say this? I'm over the Peyton and Eli telecast.
Midnight telecast name?
Yeah, I'm done with it. It's no longer fun. It's no longer original. You're bringing in all these celebrities. You know, you guys are not talking about the game. Like when they first started, I love hearing Peyton talk about the plays, calling out the defense. Just give me a little insight. Now they want to joke around, make jokes. They talking to comedians. They're talking to music artists, movies. So I don't want to see that.
Right.
So now
I haven't watched that. I haven't watched it since Marshawn Lynch was on there cussing them out.
Yeah. I'm
like, okay.
It's over now.
That was funny. I haven't watched it since then, but yeah, that's us, man. Down in Sports Talk, we in the building, man. NFL Week 3 chop up. All right, we're about to get into this real quick because we got some time left. We're gonna go overtime definitely because we got some things we're gonna talk about. Alabama and Georgia. It used to be a big game in January. In December, SEC championship, national championship, college football playoff, whatever kind of mix you want to put in there. Alabama and Georgia. Now they're playing in what is this, week 4?
Week
and
4.
week 4, week 5 in the college football season.
Yeah.
It's to me, and I've been saying this about college football for the last few years, but I usually don't say it until after they start the
The
announcements of
rankings.
the college football playoffs, right?
Yeah.
They cannibalize each other.
Yeah.
This year, the cannibalization, is that a word? Cannibalization
it
is going to
is
start
one of them.
early. We got Alabama and Georgia, two of the best teams in the nation, as of right now, as we speak, because those teams have obliterated the competition that they
Were
played.
they 2 and 4?
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
I think
Georgia
2 and
2,
4.
Alabama 4.
Yeah, so this is going to be a big game. When I watched out of Alabama, I think Alabama's a juggernaut. You know, they don't miss Nick Saban at all.
They
As
don't.
far as Georgia's concerned, the kid Beck, he looks like he's going to be a player down the line. I'm thinking Alabama's going to do some things. Alabama's usually taken over and dominated this particular contest. Remember SEC championships, Georgia would be number 1, but they couldn't do nothing with Alabama. All right, we go back to Tua, we go back to Jalen Hurts. You know what I mean? This is recent. We go back to your boys in Georgia on defense, Jalen Carter's of the world. You know what I mean? So again, this Alabama Georgia game is going to be big. I think that Alabama's. I'm gonna stick to the script. I think Alabama's going to pull it off. I like the quarterback Milroe. He's grown on me. Their quarterback for Alabama, Milroe. He's grown on me, yo.
Yeah.
I like him a lot better than I did the last couple of years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I agree. I agree with you. I'm going with Alabama. I was thinking like maybe Georgia may be able to pull off, but watching the last Georgia game, they barely escaped. I was like, against Alabama, they ain't gonna fly. And this is what happens with the conference mix-ups. All these teams are now one conference, so we're going to get matchups like this early. Alabama, Georgia. We might Alabama, Texas. Everybody's in
So we
the
already
SEC.
saw USC and Michigan, right? We saw that
Yeah.
last week. Yeah. So
Yeah. So
yeah, absolutely. Word up. I got to put some respect on my Miami Hurricanes and knock it off. We're not there yet. I'm telling you, we're not there yet. You Miami Hurricane, you youngsters. And I'm talking to the 40+ crowd. You youngsters. That's right, absolutely. If you can't name more than Bernie Kosar and Howard Schellenberger, you're a youngster. Thank you very much. Thank you for attending my TED Talk. But anyway, Cam Ward is what we've been missing at quarterback, right? We've got our defense together since they got rid of that godforsaken turnover chain, which I hated, right?
yeah, that was the worst.
Mario Cristobal has got them to level out and play within themselves. Now, September, you're doing your thing. You're 4-0. Whoop-de-whoop. Number 7 in the country. Now, the target is about to be in your back. You haven't come all the way back, Miami Hurricanes, until you win a national championship. So all of that, we're back, and the swagger is back, and the you all day. It's the you all day. You know what I'm saying? But you're not back yet. You can't stand in Ed Reed's face and talk about your back. You can't stand in Warren Sapp's face and talk about your back. You can't talk that junk to Vinny Testaverde, Bernie Kosar, right? You can't talk that junk to them. So they've been in this. They've seen this movie before. You're just getting your weight back up. You can believe all of those high-priced sports talkers all you want, and then they can act surprised and shocked like Kevin in Home Alone when you lose, right? But I'm going to keep it green with you. And I'm a Miami Hurricane dude from 83. And I still thank Dr. Tom to this day for going for 2. But again, we fast forward the clock. It's 2024. We are making steps, inroads to being back. All it takes is a 1 loss, a 2-game losing streak. You're out the picture, the college football playoffs. You're back to square one. So for me, it's more about going out there this week at home and showing up against Virginia Tech. Right? Even though Virginia Tech is 2-2, that don't mean nothing in the grand scheme of things. You're 4-0. You're supposed to beat Virginia Tech, right?
Yeah.
Go make it happen. So that's my thing when you talk about the Miami Hurricanes. Like, that's my team. You know what I mean? I love my team, and I'm not gonna sell no dreams and jump out the window and all this. Oh, we're back. We're gonna win the national championship. We're gonna do it for no. Play it out. Let's see what happens. Make some noise. Call your name as one of the top 4 when they start this college football playoff thing. All right, that's all I ask at this point in the game. And again, thank you for attending my TED Talk. So yeah, we're gonna talk about Deion Sanders, and we can't let the show go by without talking about Deion and them pulling off a miracle at home against Baylor.
Listen, like I told you behind the scenes, it was a better game overall for Colorado. Like I said, they rushed over 100 yards rushing. But the main thing is Travis Hunter. This kid is special. When he get the ball in his hand, he makes a play. He makes it happen. They pulled off a great comeback. Last minute touchdown in the end zone. A great sliding catch, and then in overtime to come out first possession to score a touchdown, that was impressive. And then the defense, Travis Hunter, once again, being around the ball, causing that fumble. Like he knocked the ball. Right, he put his helmet on the ball.
Mm-hmm. As you should. That's right.
Textbook tackle. That's right there at the goal line. And I know it's still early, the 4th week, but I feel as though he should get some more Heisman consideration. He should be talked more. I know Sedor, he's the quarterback. That's the sexy pick. But Travis is making him look way better than probably what he really is. He's making all the tough plays on both sides of the ball.
He's on his Shohei Ohtani stuff on both sides
all the time. Switch hitter on both sides. He's making it do. He's the best receiver on the field, and then he's also guarding their best receiver. He's their best defensive back out there. So it may, I might be jumping out the window fast, but to me, he should be getting more Heisman hype. This season, Colorado, to me, they're right where they should be. I feel like they are right where they are, need to be, right in the middle of the pack. They're not terrible. You see improvement from last season. Offensive line look a little bit better. Defensive line look a little bit better. They still need some help at linebacker, and they need another corner. His other son, Shiloh, he's out. He got a busted up forearm. He had to get surgery on. So we're not going to see him until probably the second half of the season. But, I mean, the team is growing. Not that many distractions. But to me, I feel like they are exactly where they should be at.
Okay. I mean, Colorado, again, they have to build momentum. And this is what it does. You get a nice home win against a respectable team in Baylor, where like you said, Browski, they had to come back. Yeah. You know what I mean? I didn't think they was going to win the game. To tell you the truth, Baylor. I didn't think they was going to win it. God, this is not it. But they, that's a character builder. That's a reputation builder. You know what I mean? Yeah. Going down the line, and I think Deion's main thing for this season in particular is to make a bowl game, win 6, get in. You don't have to worry about the top 12 and none of that nonsense.
Yeah, win 6 games.
Win 6 games. You know what I mean? And if everything's falling your way, hopefully you can get that 7th to get you over the hump and get you definite consideration for some kind of bowl game. I think that's what's on Deion's mind. He keeps saying, yo, we get to a bowl, We'll be, we'll be the bells of the ball. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? No pun intended. I'm just saying, and again, they have a team that could do it. And when wins like this, it kind of like definitely gives you confidence to, move on down the line as you get into conference play and take yourself on the road. Because we noticed that Colorado's a way different team at home than they are on the road. You know what I mean? They went to Nebraska and was throwing pick sixes and all types of craziness.
Yeah. It was
And
bad.
Nebraska, we ain't forget about you either. We don't play over here down in Sports Talk, yo. We seen you was talking all that junk about the win over Colorado, which was nice. All right, the
And
kid
then what they do
Rayola is
next week?
nice. How you let Illinois come back and beat you overtime?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, what goes around comes around, like that great philosopher Grand Poobah said. You know what I mean? What goes around comes around. So again, this is how Brasky started off the segment where these teams gonna it's gonna be crazy up and down, back and forth, cannibalizing each other. So this is what we're gonna expect throughout the college football season. Now here comes Brasky's favorite part, and she gets to talk about her people down in South Philly and all of that. It's a week left in the baseball season. We got like about 4 minutes left in the show. Well, we're gonna go overtime because we gotta do the get down on it. Yankees right now, as we speak, are losing 3-1, top of the seventh inning against the Baltimore Orioles. This is what the season come down to. There's no more talking that need to be done. There's no more talking that can be done. Either you're gonna do it or you're not. You know what I mean? A playoff berth is sold up. We clinch the playoff spot. That's fine, but we don't play for playoff berths. We play for World Series berths. So again, do what you have to do against these Baltimore Orioles in this series right here. Our next series, when we close out the season against the Pittsburgh Pirates, you know what I mean? And I'm definitely seeing Paul Skeens pitching in one of those games. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So
he definitely have to
yeah,
pitch at
you know
least
what I
one
mean?
of those
That Paul
games.
Skeens, Aaron Judge matchup, that's all they're gonna talk about. But right now we with the Orioles and the Yankees are down 3-1 in the top of the seventh inning in the game that we need. It's not desperate, but we could need that to put some more cushion between us and the Baltimore Orioles and get us closer to the division title. Browski's down I-95 with the Philadelphia Phillies. What's going on with the National League East champion
Yeah, but
Philadelphia?
nationally
My
these
bad. My
champions,
bad.
clinch. We was able to clinch that last night, and tonight we out there getting a bus spank because
Uh-oh.
everybody must be hung over for celebrating. Like we said, we got a week left in this
Don Julio.
in the season by the Cubs. The Cubs,
Right.
it's like 10-4. It's ridiculous. Everybody drinking, partying last night down at
Too much Don Julio.
Trinity Line. It's crazy, but I just need them to focus and zero in because all season we've been top of the NL. Now we are a game and a half back of the Dodgers. For that number one overall spot. I know it may not, be important, but it's important to us because we have been fighting and clawing our way into the playoffs as a wild card. Great. We finally get that the NL East championship at the 13th season. But damn, man, all season we've been number one, and then it comes down to the last 2 weeks, and we fall a game and a half behind the Dodgers because you got Shohei out here hitting 100 home runs and selling 200 bases, which is ridiculous. When it's crazy, right? But
runs.
but the thing is, our focus is in for October, playoff run. We expect to make a deep playoff run to get to the World Series. Winning the NL East is great. I love it. But what I want even more is that World Series championship trophy. That's what's important. That's the goal. The goal, wasn't just to be NL East champs. The goal is to be World Series champs. So we got step one complete. Now we gotta work on step two. But the race is getting a little close. You also got the Mets and the Braves playing. They kind of still battling for that last wild card spot. The last time I checked, the Braves was up. Um, so it's going to be a fun finish, for these teams. They're still clawing their way into the playoffs.
All right, that's where we at with that, and we're gonna get out of that real quick and jump into the WNBA playoffs.
Woo! Right
It
now,
started.
oh my God, you got a game in New York right now, bro.
Yeah, Atlanta not trying to go away. You know what I'm
Nah, they're
saying?
making it hard.
Yeah, I guess I could turn from the Yankees game. They're down 4-1 now. Rice just hit a home run, so it's 4-1. But yeah, this WNBA playoff situation is going to be really,
Hmm.
really interesting. I'm not really too keen on what the Indiana Fever are going to do. I think that they're going to go, and if they stretch it to 3, I think it'll be experience for them. I don't see them winning this first round series against Connecticut.
Nah.
The lights are on. Not to say that they won't get better and treat this as an experience,
Yeah.
because once they lose in the first round, and I think they are going to lose in the first round,
Yeah. Yeah.
they'll say, "Well, this season's been great." They'll put all the the platitudes on it. They'll put all the frosting and the cherry on top. The rookie had a great year, and Leah had a great second season, and Kelsey Mitchell contributed heavy, and the coaching got better, and we're gonna get better, and the whole quote
Yeah.
unquote yada yada. You know what I'm saying? No pun intended. But I think that again, this is how you do it. You know what I mean? Nobody they wrote Indiana off at the beginning of the season, which is totally fair until like you said, Bosky, you've been saying the last month now that Olympic break did wonders for their spirit, their game, and it kind of brought them to where they are right now. But I just think that I think that the end of the road is going to come sooner than later for the Indiana Fever. But it's not a bad thing.
Nah, it's not.
If I was an Indiana Fever player or a fan, or I would be totally proud of the season that they had.
Oh,
Absolutely.
you definitely gotta be proud of the season that they currently having this year. Making the playoffs number one is crazy. Very young team. You bring in this rookie sensation. She all just pressure, the spotlight all on her. And in the beginning, it was looking a little iffy, but like I said, that Olympic break definitely worked wonders for this team. They seemed to gel more as a team. They were able to get play real team basketball, and they made it to the first round of the playoffs. Will they get out this first round? I don't think so. I feel
Right.
like the Suns probably going to end it tonight. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
or tomorrow. Was it
Mm-hmm.
tomorrow? I
I
think they
guess
play
so.
tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think they play tomorrow. Yeah, I think tomorrow 7:30. So I believe it's going to be over. Um, right now, New York is fighting with the Atlanta Dream. Um, the Dream was up, in the first half. The Liberty was able to come back, but the Dream they're still winning. They're making it really hard for the Liberty to close out this first round playoff series with them. They got about what, like maybe maybe 3, 4. No, what's like 3 minutes left. Two,
About three
3,
minutes, 3 or 4
about three
minutes.
minutes left. So they should be able to close this out. The Aces and the Storm, good good series right now. Aces, again, did what they did best. Your MVP, and Asia Wilson carrying the Aces, up one game. Also, Caitlin Clark won Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
Um, I wasn't surprised at that, especially
Nope,
after
not surprised at all. Congratulations.
yeah, congrats, especially after Angel Reese went down, Cameron Brink went down. A lot of injuries. Um,
And we
Also,
don't want to hear anybody say she got it by default.
nah, not at all. She definitely earned that. It was well earned, and the LA Sparks once again fired their head coach
You know?
Kurt Miller out of here. So they're gonna be probably looking to rebuild again.
Again, right?
But I say the future is bright there because you still got Cameron Brent coming back from an injury, so she should be back next season.
Lisa Leslie's not walking through that door.
She definitely not. But you got Cameron Brent coming back. Bakia Jackson had a decent rookie year, so you can definitely build off of those two, and just build around them. I feel like they should blow up the team and just build around your two rookies, you know, and just see. And I mean, this draft gonna be good. You know, you got a Paige Beckers coming out. You got a Fly J, you know, out there. So you got players, you know.
And then they're gonna and then they're gonna have the dispersal draft, because you know they got the
Yes,
expansion team coming in
because you got
soon.
the
Mm-hmm.
Valkyrie coming in, and then the year after that you got the Portland team. You
And
know,
I tell you, the year after that, what they ain't gonna have is a team in Philly coming in, and it's
listen,
bad business.
it's so bad.
We're not gonna get Browski started on that. We're not gonna get Browski
I
started.
can't. But before we go and before we forget, we gotta talk about this Anthony Joshua fight. Like, what are we doing with Anthony?
Yeah,
Joshua?
Anthony Joshua. Go ahead, Browski. Go ahead, take your time. Take your time.
Yo, he got destroyed. You know, bad. He got beat bad. I mean, really bad. I mean, like embarrassing bad. Like, sit down. Let's hang up these gloves bad. And you know, we had talked about
You're
how
being far too kind. It was more like sit your bum ass down. You shouldn't do this no
sit
more.
it all the way down.
That train has passed you by. The Anthony Joshua that we were waiting to see, Deontay Wilder, is no longer with us.
No longer
Anthony
with us.
Joshua, now you have been reduced to BUM status. Now you're the heavyweight version of Amir Khan.
Oh God.
Go ahead, Brask. I'm gonna let you finish. I'm going to elaborate.
I definitely agree with all of that. You know,
I'm going to elaborate.
Like, it's crazy. It was so bad. You know, him getting knocked down, him getting knocked out. He was just flying all over the ring, like
he was flying all over the ring.
He was like a punching bag. He was just flying all over the ring, and it's over. Like, I don't want to see him fight no more. I don't want to see him fight Deontay Wilder. I don't want to see him shadow boxing. I don't want to see him train.
I don't even want to see him. I don't even want to see him put together no box. I don't want to see him next to no box.
Anything.
Cardboard box, match box. I don't want to see him next to nothing.
It's done. And he should be embarrassed.
Yeah, he
with
should
his
be.
performance.
Really should be.
He should be embarrassed.
Yeah.
Cats running. But look, the cats were even embarrassed for him.
Right.
It was ridiculous. It was so bad. I was like, this is crazy.
Listen, first of all, you got beat by Daniel Dubois, right? No relation to our esteemed CBS 2 reporter Maurice Dubois. You got beat by Daniel Dubois, right? So Anthony Joshua, man, the thrill is gone, B. The myth is over. The mystery has been solved. It's a wrap for you. I don't care about none of that. You're not in the pantheon of none of the heavyweight champions. You can't be mentioned in the same breath as Lennox Lewis. You know what I mean? You can't. You know what I mean? They can say it because those are the ones that try to be nice. And we're nice over here, but we're not blind. You know what I'm saying? So I would, when you talk about British heavyweights, or you talk about Anthony Joshua, all right, Frank Bruno, you know what I mean? Whatever kind of other weirdo you want to put out there, because that's the status that you earned, Anthony Joshua. You earned that.
Yeah.
You had everybody believing that, oh, I'm going to knock out everybody I see. Nobody never seen. I'm going to be the best British heavyweight ever. Part of self.
Yeah.
And you were all set up to fight Deontay Wilder. You wouldn't even had to have no more fights if you'd have went through this thing with Deontay Wilder. Both of y'all messed that up by getting full of yourself and believing your hype.
Yeah.
And resting on your laurels. Now you're resting in your asses. And now people, oh, you were a great heavyweight champion. Really? Word? Compared to who? And that's how I look at it. I don't give these dudes, Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, get no respect. They just occupy the space for a moment of time.
Yep.
That's how I look at it. They occupy the space for a moment of time. They didn't have no. It lasted. What lasted impact did they have as heavyweight champions? Tell me. Not. I mean, no. It's a general question. What lasting impact did Deontay Wilder or
None.
Anthony Joshua have as heavyweights?
None.
None.
None at all. Getting
We
beat.
see. Go ahead, Brasky. I'm sorry because I can go in on this. Go ahead.
Yeah, getting beat. But he's done.
Yeah, it's a wrap. It's over with. All right, we come to that part of the show that we get down on. We get down on, you know what I mean? Being good, bad, and indifferent. Browski's gonna set it off tonight. What we getting down on, Browski?
Well, I know it's early in the NFL season, and I have seen a lot of my fellow NFL fans post certain memes of a certain sideline reporter that we have all grown to love or grown to hate what she's wearing or how she is looking. And I'm talking about Pam Oliver. Pam Oliver has been a sideline reporter for the NFL, particularly exclusively on Fox for, I want to say, what? It seemed like almost like 20 plus years.
Oh, that seemed like it.
Yeah, like 20 plus years, you know. And we have seen Pam Oliver look like she's been wearing the same wig for 20 plus years. We have seen other sideline reporters, you know, Aaron Andrews out there, Kimberly Martin out there, and they look well, you know, put together. But there's something about Pam Oliver, it's just something just not quite right with her, you know.
Yeah.
I have personally reached out to Pam Oliver on several occasions just to ask her simple questions, and her response to me was to block me on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. Man. But what has not been blocked is her appearance on TV. You know,
let's go, Bansky.
Certain times she looked like she just got in a fight before the cameras rolled. At one point, you know, it looked like she might have had like a domestic violence situation.
Oh, damn! There we
black
go.
eyes. Right now, you know, it's week 4 and her wigs is in mid-season form. And like Sunday game, she did the Eagles Saints game, and even from afar, she looked terrible. You know, it's crazy. And I just need, you know, someone to help my sister out. You know, maybe she needs a stylist. Maybe she needs some, you know, a better team around her. Because it looked like she's rushing herself.
She need grandma and some sulfur 8. That's what she needs.
Listen, she needs something. And I just need her to get some help. I'm here to help you, Pam, but you blocked me. But you know, that I know it's a little silly. But that's what I'm getting down on, because I guarantee you on Sunday she gonna look a mess again.
You heard it. Browski said it. I'm gonna get down on the New York Liberty. Getting Atlanta Dream up out of here, moving on. Now, you know, it's time for them to put up or be quiet, because, you know, a lot of people are talking about championship aspirations for the New York Liberty. This would be the perfect time to strike while the iron's hot, because the Las Vegas Aces have taken, you know, a couple steps back. You know what I mean? Now we're waiting for the winner of that particular series between Las Vegas and Seattle, because that will be the second round matchup.
That's going to be crazy.
That's going to be crazy, and we'll keep you definitely posted on that. I am left-handed. I at RM Desk on Twitter, which is this right now, and that's my code D in the building. All right, Pam Oliver and all her cronies send the emails to YADABEAR. Let me go get up out of here. Win Walker, peace, wherever you are, my guy. It's going to be all right. Don't worry about it. I know you ain't worried about the Lakers now when the Steelers are 3-0. Y'all be good. We'll talk to y'all next week down in sports. That's YADABEAR over there.
Get your picks in.
Get your picks in. Absolutely. Get it. Sonny Cruz is still doing it. Kia's coming out of nowhere, man. She must have got the hookup or something. I'm embarrassed right now. And I'm sorry, my man Slate and Sean, I couldn't get to y'all. Y'all got your joints in late, but it's all good. I see your picks already in for week 4, Sean. All right, that like the good man that you are. We'll talk to y'all next week. All right, I'm left-handed. That's Yada Bear over there, aka Kim Browski. We'll talk to y'all. Peace.